Let's talk about AI in business. But, maybe not in the way you're used to hearing about it. The real game changer isn't about some flashy new dashboard or another standalone app. Nope, it's about something way more fundamental, making better, faster decisions right where you and your teams are already working. So let's dive in and see what's really going on. Does this sound familiar? Your company has poured money into digital transformation. You've got the whole shebang: ERP, CRM, ticketing systems, you name it. But when it's crunch time and you need to make a big decision, it still feels like you're on a frantic scavenger hunt for data. Why is that? How can we have all these tools and still feel like we're moving in slow motion? Well, there's a name for this exact problem. It's called the quiet deficit. It's this sort of invisible tax, this value that your organization loses every single day. And it's all because of a simple but huge issue. Your systems aren't really talking to each other, and your data is stuck in all these different silos. So for this first part, let's really put a finger on this. Let's diagnose the problem. What are the clear, telltale symptoms of the quiet deficit? I'm willing to bet you'll recognize a few of these from your own work week. Here we go. You know that frantic search for the right numbers just before a big meeting? Yep, that's the quiet deficit. Or how about the export to Excel button being the most clicked feature in your fancy reporting tool? That's the quiet deficit, too. And, oh, this one's a classic. That amazing AI pilot project that everyone was excited about, but somehow it just never got plugged into your daily workflow. It's the gap between just having data and actually having insights that are ready for a decision. Now, to fix this, a lot of companies start chasing agility. But what does that word even mean anymore? In this next section, we're going to challenge a really common and kind of broken idea about what it takes to be truly agile. Okay, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the myth, agility as this state of constant chaotic rush. Just go faster, faster, faster. But on the right, you see what real agility is built on. And it's all about clarity. It's about having clear goals, reliable processes, and knowing who owns what. It isn't about throwing more tools at the problem. It's about having the right information to make solid, predictable progress. And that brings us right to the heart of the solution. If the problem is disconnected systems and the goal is reliable agility, then the answer isn't yet another separate tool. The answer is bringing AI-powered insights directly into the tools your teams are already in, all day, every day. And this is the key idea right here: in-flow results. We're not talking about some new AI dashboard that people have to remember to log into. No way. We're talking about suggestions, risk flags, or forecasts popping up right inside the SAP transaction or the Jira ticket or the ServiceNow case that your team is already looking at. No switching apps, no new logins, no friction. So how do you make this happen? Well, it's not magic. It's actually a pretty structured process. First, and this is so important, you don't start with the technology. You start with the business decision you want to make better. Second, you use modern APIs to make sure those AI results are delivered instantly. Third, you get security and governance sorted out from day one. That's how you build trust. And finally, you give users a way to give feedback. That makes the AI smarter and gets people to actually use it. All right, theory is great, but let's get real. Let's see how this actually works out in the wild. What does this look like for different teams in a typical company? This table just makes it crystal clear. Think about a support team that's drowning in tickets. Integrated AI can automatically surface similar cases from the past or flag a ticket from a VIP customer that's about to miss its deadline. For manufacturing, instead of waiting for a machine to break down, the system can analyze sensor data and automatically create a maintenance order in the ERP. And for product managers, it can group hundreds of random feature requests by their actual meaning, making prioritization data-driven instead of a guessing game. And here is the proof. This quote is from a real manufacturer that did this. The key thing here is what happened. Fewer emergency meetings, fewer fire drill escalations. They didn't just get a new report. They literally got their time back. They went from being reactive to proactive, all because they got the right alerts inside the system they were already using. Okay, this all sounds pretty good, right? But is it actually achievable? Or are we talking about another one of those multi-year-long projects? Well, the good news is you can get started and see real value surprisingly fast. Let's walk through a practical plan for your first 90 days. This timeline shows just how fast this can move. In the first month, you're just focused on defining the problem and laying the groundwork. But look at this. By week 6, you can deliver your first inflow result. It could be something simple, like a prioritization score in a Jira ticket. Then you spend the next month getting feedback, measuring the impact, and getting it ready to roll out to more people. It's iterative, it's manageable, it's doable. And let's be really clear about the final goal here. This isn't just some tech project to make a process look a little cleaner on a chart. The whole point is to create real, measurable economic value for the business. First up, faster time to decision. Remember that support agent with the escalating ticket? Instead of spending a day hunting for similar cases, the answer is just there, instantly. We're talking about decision cycles shrinking from days down to hours because the information is right there when you need it. Second, improved planability. For that manufacturing line, the AI doesn't just predict a failure, it actually creates the maintenance order right in the system. All that reactive firefighting gets replaced with proactive scheduling. The whole operation just becomes more reliable. And third, and this one's huge, increased expert focus. That product manager isn't spending hours manually trying to group feature requests anymore. The system does it for them. This frees up your smartest people to focus on strategy and big picture thinking, not spreadsheets. You're letting your experts be experts. But look, making this work isn't just about the tech or the project plan. To make these changes actually stick for the long haul, you have to build a culture that supports this new way of working. So let's look at what that really takes. Building a culture that trusts AI really comes down to these three things. Number one, transparency. AI suggestions can't be a black box. The system has to show its work, explaining why it's making a recommendation. Next is diligence. That means your models are managed properly and the results can be reproduced. That's absolutely critical for trust. And maybe the most important of all, co-determination. The AI suggests, but the human decides. The final call always stays with a person. So we'll end with this question for you to think about. Take a hard look at your own teams and your own processes. Are you just built for speed at all costs, the kind that leads to burnout and mistakes? Or are you building the systems and the culture you need for reliable speed, the kind that's fast but also explainable, innovative but also auditable? That right there is the real transformation AI can bring.